Who's getting Addie from work?
Brachio's. Hey, can you move that setting screen to my other screen?
Yeah, I'm done with it. So.
I think I may be streaming right now.
You are?
I am. All right. Gonna go live right here. Yeah, come on over. Okay. Live again.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome. Take them just a second. Let people jump on. It's going to be great. Thank you for being here. So should I be able to see on here how many viewers? Okay. Yeah, I can see right. Yeah, I can see right now. That's great. Welcome to our stream tonight.
I've come to the conclusion that I'm too lazy.
Sorry, I'm trying to find you.
All right, here we go. Hey, we're up to 3 viewers, so let's start this thing. We're on, guys. Welcome. Happy Monday. It's the beginning of a week. I hope things are going great for you this week, and that it's going to be a very, very productive week for you. I am Allyssa. This is my wife, Andrea.
Hi.
We've been married for 25 years, and just a few weeks ago, I quit my corporate job to live the authentic life that I've always wanted. And so we want to share that journey with you. We're not embarrassed about it. We're not ashamed about it. We want you to understand some of the challenges and some of the beautiful moments that come from being transgender and living a gender non-conforming life in a very, very traditional environment. So we're so glad that you're here. We're so glad that you just joined us. You have so many things to do with your time. You have so many things that you could be doing.
Hello,
and just spending that with us. So thank you so much. I promise you I'll never waste your time. I'll always answer your questions sincerely and honestly. I'm not here to prove anything. We're not here to tell you that this is the right thing. It's only the right thing for us. But there's probably a right thing for you. That's something. It's probably not gender related, but there's probably a right something for you that's going to require you to become uncomfortable and to do things that are going to take criticism, and you're probably going to take some heat. And I'm just so glad that you're here, and I want to share this journey with you and encourage you to be your best self. So I've already done a lot of my makeup because I can never do my makeup and talk at the same time, and I want to give you some information that I hope is going to be helpful. We're going to try to shout out, your names and as you come in, but it's very hard for me to do multiple things, and my wife's kind of far back, but we're going to call out everybody we can. Guys, thank you for being here. So I'm 50 years old.
From Cali.
Again, we've been married for 50 years. 50 years. I'm 50 years. We've been married for 25 years.
Thank you for the flowers.
We have 3 kids. One of my children will be joining us tonight. Both my wife and my daughter Samantha are master estheticians. And so I get a lot of great products, and I use a lot of great products. And so Samantha will be back here later this evening with some products that I use that she supplies me with to give you maybe some skincare advice or tips, or at least show you what we do for our skincare. I mean, look at my wife. She looks, 23 years old. 22? I know it's glowing. So we're going to give you some of those tips later when she gets back. As far as what I've done, I've already done, my eyebrows. I put on my foundation, which the foundation that I use is CoverGirl Clean. It actually smells like Noxzema. It does smell very, very clean. Thank you, Sriracha Queen. And it covers really, really good for really old skin. I have really old, thin, wrinkly skin, and so this has been a really good foundation for me. I would encourage it. Now, sometimes I use this Beauty Blender brush right here. Now, what I have found, for those of you using the Beauty Blender, or if you don't use it at all, and you're using a liquid foundation, what I have found is if you get the sponge wet first, and I mean all the way wet, like I get it all the way wet, wring it out. I always rinse out all the old makeup before I apply new makeup. But if I get it wet first, then it goes on thinner. And the thinner it goes on, the better it looks. It's not cakey, it's not flaky, there's not wrinkles that don't have product in it. So if you have really young, tight, healthy skin and you want to just really apply thicker coverage for acne or whatever else, then maybe you don't want to get it as wet or wet at all. But for me, in my older skin, getting it wet it makes it it goes on much more even, much more thin, and it stays a lot better. So That's my tip from you. That's probably the only tip that I have right now. Again, I haven't come out and done this much before, so I'm not a makeup expert.
Is it good for textured skin, the sponge?
It is. It's very good for textured skin. I think that you would really enjoy that for textured skin. I think the coverage is amazing. It goes on very fast, as fast as you can blot it and put it on. You can also reapply if you see that you missed a spot, which you'll probably see
Yes,
me
I know.
reapplying, right there. So for those of you just joining, yes, this is my wife Andrea.
Was it weird telling me, coming out to me?
Well, yes, it was weird, but remember, this was 25 years ago. So 25 years ago, there was no words like transgender, gender nonconforming, gender expansive. There was no Caitlyn Jenner. There was nothing. There was nothing to say. So all I can say is, hey, sweetie, I don't know how to really explain this to you, but I have these very strong feelings about this. I don't know what they are. I don't know what they mean. I don't know what they represent. I don't know what the potential is of them, but I really understand a feminine world. I'm really driven by a feminine energy, and for whatever it's worth. And she was amazing. She just said, "Oh, well, thank you for letting me know." Okay, so I didn't make a big deal of it because there wasn't a big deal to make of it. I didn't know what it was. Which brings me to an interesting point. At first, the biggest question that I wanted to understand myself from my whole life, since the earliest memories that I have, these thoughts consumed or at least influenced my thinking. And, probably the very first question I had was, am I the only one? Is it just me? Am I the only one that's dealing with this? Is it possible that I'm the only one that has these powers? And I really have viewed them as like superpowers my whole life. Like, how is it possible that I understand this boy world, but at the same time, how do I understand this girl world so intimately that I feel like it's probably a really good fit for me? And so I've always felt like it was an ability. I've never felt bad about it. I've never felt creepy. I've never felt weird. I've never felt like I was doing anything wrong or was doing anything to diminish the male side or that side either. So, the younger transgender people, they don't have that process to go through. They can get right on the internet and see that they're not the only ones. In fact, they can read books, they can read articles, they can go to support groups. Oh my goodness, hon, can you imagine if there was a support group 25 years ago? Can you imagine the conversations that would have, saved the aha moments that could have come so much sooner? So the transgender people today, they have completely maybe different struggles than us older transgender people had, because most of us were in the closet. Most of us were just dressing on vacation, dressing, away from the house, away from the children, just trying to keep everything together, but needing to get away from reality to feel congruent for a few minutes. That's really what this deal is all about. It's just being your best self and doing, what you can to be healthy and strong and keep it together. So now we've had a career in the corporate world. Now we're going to switch over and say, okay, what does it look like to live as a girl? What does that look like? What does that feel like? What does that do for who I am and what I need to become? And that's where we are now, and we're only a few weeks into it. It's interesting. We're getting so many amazing comments from the videos, the posts that we've had, and we've got a few comments that are not as fun to read either. And one of the comments was somebody questioned me, wait a minute, if you're a man,
Nice
here, and then you're a girl over here, you're not transgender. Transgenders are people all the time. Guys, let me clear this up right out of the beginning. Transgender is not a thing that you achieve. It's not like, oh, I'm this much of a girl, and so now I'm transgender. Transgender just means, hey, I was born with this anatomy, but I feel maybe much more capable of living and existing and surviving and thriving in this other environment. Okay, and it's a whole spectrum. I get there's only two genders, but there's manly men and there's men that are not quite so manly. There's girly girls and there's girls that are pretty tough and aggressive. So there's this whole spectrum of personalities and tolerances and abilities, and where you fall on the spectrum will have everything to do with the level of incongruence that you feel. So if you don't feel the congruence over here and don't want to have surgeries and do all those things, that doesn't make you less transgender. It just puts you at a different spot on that spectrum. And by the way, that spot on the spectrum, it can change. It will change as your comfort level changes, as your security, as your support system, as your confidence. All of these things will allow you to think differently and to be more brave and more courageous and to explore, really those feelings that drive you. Okay, I'm gonna just put on some makeup really quick. So, and if you could talk to
All right.
the people while I finish this, because I want to get all of this done so I can put on my wig. I really feel weird with makeup and no wig. It just makes me. I don't like that. And you can see I've got a couple of wigs in the back. I might try a couple of wigs tonight, or you can pick one that you'd like to see. But what I'm going to do first, I'm going to put on some eyeshadow before I put on my fake lashes, and then I'll put on the mascara of my bottom lashes. Me personally, because I'm so clumsy with the lashes, the mascara, the glue, all of that stuff, the eyeshadow, I typically don't put on any bottom mascara until I get the rest of it done in case I really have to clean it up, clean off product or glue or whatever else. So I'll do that.
Alrighty. Couple questions and comments. Somebody said, I feel bad for his wife. She must really love him.
Ooh.
This is a lot for someone to take. Do you have children? Well, don't feel bad for me. I'm choosing this life. I love it here. We're doing really good. We do have children. Somebody asked how many children we have. We have 3 children. Our oldest daughter is 22, our son is 19, and our youngest is 15. Happy Black History Month, everyone. We do want to talk about the giveaway. I'm not sure when we're going to be doing that. Do you know when we're going to be doing that, Alyssa?
It may be between now and Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe next Wednesday, maybe Wednesday we can announce.
Hi, Skit. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you for being here.
Nice to meet you. It goes by he, him. Welcome. We have a lot of people. Another question was, your wife is okay with you being trans? Yes, I am, and it's been an amazing journey. It's been ups and downs, of course, just like any marriage, but this has been a really awesome journey and thing to learn and to grow together. Thank you for the roses, Barbie20. You look like Erica Christensen from Parenthood. Aww. Thank you for the roses.
Thank you so much.
We do have some mods. We're still new at this, but yes. And no, we don't have an open marriage. And thank you for commenting about our age. These lights and everything make us look way better.
Yeah. Actually, the skin products, the routines, this kind of support makes you look way better as well.
So the giveaway, we have a giveaway going on right now, and the winner is announced after the video. So go ahead and go enter, join the giveaway. We have 1.4 viewers right now, so go join the giveaway.
So guys, this is actually what we're giving away, because look, we've been doing this only for a couple of weeks, and so this is as far as we can go as far as merchandise. But it's a mug that says Trans Allyssa, and it's just represents, shedding the person that you are now to become the person that you want to be, regardless of the acceptance and support and whatever else it is. So Trans Allyssa, so it's this mug right here. They're very, very limited. I only bought a few of them because they're kind of expensive, but I do want to give them away for those who want to participate in that. So if you'll go right to TikTok and just vote, you'll see where you click on the little video. We'll show you the cup, and then just take a vote as to whether the answer to that question is myself or Andrea, and then the winners can be randomly selected, and you're going to end up with this amazing mug that there's almost none of.
All right, another question. Andrea, have you known from the beginning? It's kind of evolved from the beginning. In the beginning, I didn't know about anything when we first got married, but Alyssa, I didn't know either really how to explain it to me because there wasn't really anything to explain. Only that she liked more girly things and more feminine things, and I was okay with that. So we've kind of transitioned together as we've gone through. Somebody asked if it was confusing for our kids to understand. The kids have been really amazing. Actually, it's been a really real comfort for us because when we told our oldest, we waited till she was 18, and she was like, "Why didn't you tell me before?" She was kind of sad that we didn't tell her. Our son was really good. We told him when he was about 16. And then our youngest was 15 when we told her, and she's been really good. And they're all really supportive, and we're very blessed to have that. Thank you for the rose, Kimberly.
Thank you, Kimberly.
Hmm.
I'm shooting a little bit of highlight right here on the top of the brow. Just a little bit of highlight, and then I'm going to blend.
Thank you, Mama.
And then I'm going to blend this eyeshadow up into it most of the way up there.
Really quick. Our door's open.
Loud furnace. Sorry, guys.
Alrighty.
So somebody's asking how I got my name, and I actually have a video up there. So if you'll go to my homepage on TikTok, I actually have a video up there, and it's labeled, how I got my name or something like that, and that explains the process of giving my name. But Andrea picked my name for me. She picked my name for me about 15 years ago, and that was a really, really important time. It's been a very, very important name for me. So Andrea gave me that name about 15 years ago, and I absolutely love it.
Let's see. Wow, thank you for the flag and the flowers. You guys are so amazing.
Okay.
So many things.
So many things. I'm going to blend this a little bit, but then I'm going to just do my lashes, and then I'll blend in some more when I see how that goes on. I enjoy fake eyelashes. I love lashes, period. The first few weeks of COVID, see, my wife is a master esthetician, and in the first few weeks of COVID, she gave me eyelash extensions. And so for how long was it? Maybe 6 weeks, and then so I maintained them for about 6 weeks, and then I thought, well, surely this lockdown things can go away and go back to work.
From New Zealand.
And so we took them off, unfortunately, like 6 weeks into this whole COVID thing, and it's a bummer because I could have had them on, the whole time. But what's great is, I was living in Las Vegas at our place there because I was in Las Vegas working when all the shutdown happened, and I'd come home on the weekends. So I have worked away from home for about the last, 7 years perhaps. So I have a lot of catching up to do. I've been gone most of the time for the last 7 years. So it's not as easy as, hey, now that you're quit corporate America, now you're just going to live as a girl full time and do those things. It's not like that. I've been gone for almost 7 years. I've got a lot of husband and dad stuff that I have to catch up on along with this transformation. So this transition does not mean I'm going to abandon everybody and their needs. And so I'm not unhappy not making just a full transition to prove to people that I'm transgender. You can call me something different if that's not comfortable for you. It doesn't matter. I just want to be pretty. It doesn't matter what you call me. But so I was in Las Vegas, and Andrea called me after I got back, and she said, "Hey, those eyelash extensions, they've got to be really taken care of. So you got to protect them in the shower." And I said, "Hang on." I was in the shower. I answered the phone in the shower, and I sent her this picture back, and it's me in the shower with full safety goggles, like safety goggles that like go all the way to your head so they don't allow, right? So I'm showering with you safety, and so I send her a picture. I'm like, "Oh, you mean like protect them like this?" I said, "I'm about this. Trust me, I'm protecting these things." So I just put a little manly twist on protecting the eyelashes. I went full safety goggles. Safety first, okay? Safety first.
So many questions and comments.
Okay, good, because I'm gonna put on these eyelashes really quick.
Okay, when did your friends find out? St. George 642.
Ooh.
Um, well, we kind of told our friends gradually, depending on the the friendship and where it was at and how it, the trust. The mama bear and me, I kind of was very particular on who I told, and those friends that I have told are still around, and hopefully you'll get to meet them soon.
But that was fairly recent though.
Yeah,
So
that was very
so
recent, within the last
if
year,
you're our friend
probably.
and you didn't know, that doesn't mean that everybody's known and you don't.
That's right.
Yeah.
Just a few know because it's been, transition. We just have been slow and kind of worried and scared, and family and kids and church and, all that kind of stuff. Um, we do have a good question that I just want to move forward from there. It says, tip for a young family with a newly out trans mom.
Tip for a new family. Oh, my foundation is right here. Um, embrace it. That would be my tip. Embrace it because it's not going away, and so little is understood about transgender, but they know they're not going to shock it out of you. You're not going to therapy it out of you. They're not going to. There's no conversion process that's going to leave. So since that's the case, just embrace it. Try to figure out how to make that person feel loved and valuable. That's all they want. All they want is they're saying know me. Yes, I have performed this function in our family. Yes, I'm capable of these things, but I'm also capable of these things. And these things make me smile. These things make me happy. So they're simply saying, know me.
All right. Question for me. How are you doing with this as the wife? That's a really good question. Right now, everything has been gradually building to this because we've transitioned together. In the beginning, I won't lie to you, it was hard, it was confusing, but it was for both of us. So we've kind of just, like any marriage, figured out what's best for each other and decided together that we're going to stay together and we're going to work this out and we're going to see where it goes. And meaning, some people ask me, how do you deal with him being a her? Well, I have him sometimes, but I also have Allyssa sometimes. So everything's been really good, and it's been going on now. I don't know. We have our first picture of Allyssa in a dress when our first marriage, or our first year of marriage. So we've known and kind of figured it out as we've gone on in the marriage. And so I've known for a long time. We just didn't know really what the word was until, the last probably 10 years.
But the bottom line is, I feel like we dealt it very well in that we didn't make it a big deal. It didn't become, as it became accessible, as it became available, then it became more of a thing in our marriage and our life and our. So, oh man, I just put this.
We have a lot of people doing hate comments, and you're welcome to your own opinion. We have moderators on standby, so you're welcome to your opinions, but I'm gonna go past them.
Yeah.
Just so you don't think I'm ignoring y'all.
No, it's okay. What are their questions? Let me answer them. I think if you were less suspicious, then you could stick around and learn something. And this information is probably not for you. It's probably going to be for somebody else that's close to you that's going to need you to understand some aspect. It's not about you giving in. It's about you giving respect, because people in your life that are important to you, they're going to need your respect. They're going to need you to deal with things in a way that doesn't take them closer to the edge. Oh my goodness, I put this glue up there and now my whole eye is stuck. Wow.
Kevin is my spouse. People are confused. But Kevin has transitioned part-time to Allyssa. Full-time, maybe someday. We don't know yet, and we're going to get there. Eventually, she might want to be full-time. We'll figure that out as we go. But so far, things have been really good for us, and I've kind of been spoiled because I have a trans spouse. So, thanks
That's
everyone.
nice, baby. That's nice. But read me some of the hate mail. I think if they, because some of the questions are probably legitimate. They're probably questions that I would have as well. They're
I'm
just
standing outside the door watching you.
we just want to make sure that that we can answer the questions that are respectful. Can you tell me some of the maybe the difficult questions that are more
I've
respectful?
kind of gone back, gone past them.
Okay.
You're so chill. Alyssa's really lucky. Oh,
So chill. I'm so lucky. I'm absolutely so
They-
lucky.
They love your glue lash. Oh my gosh. Was that a glue lash dryer? Yes.
Yes, it was a little fan. It was this cute little fan. And I use this fan literally for everything. Dry my foundation, dry my glue, I dry the liquid eyeliner. Like this fan is so amazing
Your
for
voice
me.
is so calming.
Oh, thank you for saying that. I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue. I like to put double glue on, so 2 different types of glue, and then just let them both dry. It becomes quite tacky. Probably like some of those comments that we didn't read.
I love someone said, I'm too lazy to be all that it requires to be a woman today. That's so awesome. Does your husband date men? No. Is he attracted to men as Alyssa?
No.
Not really.
Hey, but that doesn't mean that so many trans people are not
Right here.
attracted to men. So that's a sexuality question. That is not a gender question. So I want to make that very, very clear. My sexuality is I'm attracted to women, and
Hi from
if I was
North
attracted to men, I would
Carolina.
tell you, because I don't have a problem with that at all. I think everybody should love exactly who they want to love. This is my daughter Samantha. As you can see, she's in her scrubs. Came from work today. She works at a day spa, and she's going to help us with some
You
skincare.
should sit here while you go over
stuff.
this skincare, because you are upfront and personal. You're so good at it, and I'm
still
just
reading
proud moment.
comments. I don't know where we're at. I just got
Talk
here.
about what
Hi.
you did for Alyssa's skincare routine. Like, what did you teach her?
Well-
and how,
You see this little,
and maybe what's
tool?
in it.
this is a little rubber tool that helps you apply stuff and move your lashes and put stuff on. So, yeah. So I know. I see we have a question about hormones. We'll talk about hormones as well. I am on hormones. I take estradiol, and I also take spirulactin, which is a testosterone blocker. So those are the 2 things that I take. They come in a pill form, and they also come in a patch form. The patch is much more effective and is healthier for your body because it doesn't have to go through any of your organs to process it. The patch you just put on your butt or some fatty part, and it absorbs it, and that is the difference. So
Cute
you
butt,
know,
by the way.
if you if you're not right, if you're not feeling right, before you put on a dress, you should go do your hormones, because the moment I got on hormones, everything changed. Everything changed. As someone with maybe high blood pressure can
And
tell
that
you,
is
or a
so true.
diabetic, or anything else.
I will attest to that. Her being on hormones changed our marriage for the better, because she became herself, per se. Not that Kevin was amazing. Kevin still is amazing, and I'm very spoiled by both these humans that I have in my life, and
Oh,
the hormones help because
thank you, babe.
she just became calm and collected, and just such good advice for everyone, that when I know her hormones aren't on, I have to kind of call her out on it. You might need to put another patch on, baby.
Well,
And vice
it is like that.
versa.
No, it is like that. And I'll tell you what, before we went on hormones, before we did any of this, I said, you know what, let me see if I can fix it. And so I got on super, super high doses of testosterone. I said, maybe that's the problem. I'm just low on T. And so, when I got on testosterone, boy, that was the worst thing I have ever done. I couldn't drive to work without trying to pull people over and beat them to death with a tire iron. I was so
So
aggressive and I was
When
just
we-
angry. The amount of
Just
conflict in my
The first year,
inside my
10
body,
years
it was
of
overwhelming. It was overwhelming.
the whole-
So once I got on estrogen and blocked some of that testosterone, all of a sudden, my perspective became so different, and I became so patient, and everything changed when the inside stopped fighting with each other, and that changed everything for me.
Someone questioned, do I consider Kevin and Alyssa different people?
That's a good
And
question.
sometimes I really do, because sometimes I need Kevin, sometimes I need my spouse, sometimes I need the father of my children, but sometimes I need Alyssa as a friend, because Alyssa's a great listener, and it's kind of funny because men try to fix things. Alyssa doesn't. She listens. So if I need to sometimes vent about my spouse, Kevin, I can say, "Hey, Alyssa, can I talk to you about something that's really bugging me?" And she sits and listens, and she'll come to me later and go, "Thank you for telling me," because it's easier to talk to a girl than kind of a guy sometimes. I have a question for you, Sam. Sam, let's see.
There's a lot.
How do you feel about him changing like this?
I'm all for it. What you do, what makes you happy. So.
That's awesome. And she was really good when Kevin and I talked to her about it.
It's amazing.
Mask.
She was more sad that we didn't tell her before.
Yeah. I thought, I don't know. We used to always do like toes and stuff before vacations. I don't know. We probably would have had a lot more memories of other things like that had you knew sooner.
What she's saying is, so since we go on vacation a couple times a year, and we always had since the kids were very, very small. So Sam's my oldest, she's my daughter, and so the girls, we have another daughter as well. We always had vacation toes, so they got vacation nails done, and I was always the one to do their nails. And so they'd always had vacation with cute nails. So they've just grown up with me doing their nails. They never questioned it. They've never said one thing or another about it. But when we told them, everyone had their own aha moment. Like, wait a minute! All of a sudden, this dot's connecting here and there and here and here, and this explains why you do this and why you do this, and the wigs and all these other clothes, and so all of a sudden, dots started being connected, which formed a picture that really I guess they needed to see.
The pill that Alyssa takes is estradiol. Does Sam still call you Dad?
Yeah.
Yep. They all do.
I'm almost 22. I've been doing it for like, what was it, 18?
It's been about 4 years or so
and it's only been like this year really that you've been out this much.
Yeah.
So you weren't dressed as often when I would see you. So when you're not dressed, I call you Dad.
I'm a bearded drag queen from Houston.
I don't know how to spell salicylic acid. Oh, is that it? Salicylic?
Yeah.
So Sam, right after we told Sam, she was so cute. She said, "Dad," because I was living in Vegas most of the time, and she called me and said, "Dad, would you like to go get your belly button pierced with me? I'd like to do that with you." And it was right after we told her. I wasn't sure how she was taking it. And I said, absolutely. And we went there, and I was dressed. It was the first time she had seen me dressed. And, we got our belly buttons pierced together, and it was just dynamite. Everything has been dynamite with her. So, Sam, I appreciate you so much.
I love you.
So much.
Does being called Dad hurt you?
No. Being called Dad is an honor. In fact, I don't want to be referred to as mom. They have a mom who's the most amazing mom ever, ever, ever. I don't have a dad identity issue. I'm a dad that wants to be really pretty, and I understand dealing with
you
things. That's it. Transgender, that's a term that's for you. It's not for me. You can call me Kevin. You can call me Alyssa. It doesn't really matter. Just let me live how I want to live. That's all. So no, I don't want to be the mom at all.
I performed at a free zone recently in Vegas.
Oh.
Nice.
I love that.
What is your favorite wig?
Two of my favorite wigs are right behind me. The red one and that one that she's touching right now, it's brown.
This one or this one? The long one or the?
The long one, yeah, the long one. Maybe I'll try on both of them tonight. You can see the difference between the two. They're two totally different looks. I usually do different makeup depending on which one I'm going to wear. But
Someone said that they're confused because I kind of addressed you as two people. It seems confusing for you guys as a couple. It's kind of not. We've just been doing it for so long that we've just kind of evolved our own little kind of tribe, per se, meaning, we're supportive of each other, and I'm supportive of both the genders that I have here. And it's probably confusing to everyone else, but to us, it's okay. We like it.
just going to put on a kind of a
Somebody
light
said, have you
toast.
guys lost your mind?
Oh, we're
Yes.
finding it.
Some
Who's to
days.
say?
It depends on the day.
Yes, I have. I took way too much testosterone, and I damn near lost my mind for real. So no, but we haven't. We caught it in time. That's the bottom line.
How do you stay so positive in this world that doesn't really understand?
Because there's so much to be grateful for. I have twice the things to be grateful for. That's why. Everybody else is getting bent out of shape because they're not who they want to be. So everybody challenges who they are. If me being who I am challenges who you are, the problem's not with me. The problem's with you. Just look internally. I've got so much to be grateful for, and so do you. Just be brave enough to step out of who you are into who you want to be, and surrender the outcome of that. And that's where we are right now. We're going to surrender the outcome of whatever comes of this. I'm not going to be Allyssa all the time. Not right now anyway. I've got some catching up to do as a dad and as a spouse and as a partner. And there's some things that need to get done as I organically transition at a pace that's good and healthy for my family. And I'm not going to sacrifice any of that for the comfort of somebody else. Some of us typically, we look, because we're not who we need to be or who we want to be or who we should be, we just look for other people to help justify who we are. Hey, at least I'm not that person. I'm not confused like that person. At least I'm not jacked up like that person. When you can't compare those things. They're two different people and two different situations and two different everything. So, you can use me if using me to justify who you are, makes you feel better. Well, if it makes you a better person, then do that. You can run around saying, at least I'm not transgender. As long as you're treating everybody good and being happy and being healthy and doing what you need to do to be the grease instead of the gravel of the world. If you saying you're not me makes you feel better about you, then so be it. Just don't treat other people badly because of it. That's all. That's all I ask.
Yeah.
I'm not going to
We
use this
have
one.
several people wanting to ask us personal questions,
Okay.
and that's fine. But if you do have questions that you don't want other people to read, you can personally message Allyssa, and she can get back to you with that kind of advice. Just so it's a little more personal. Thank you for
How did your
that cute
parents
thing.
react?
My parents were amazing. And I'll tell you what, I almost made a very, very, very big mistake by not telling my parents. My parents, they're almost in their 80s, and I didn't want to disrupt them. I didn't want to disrupt their church. I didn't want to disappoint them in any way, and so I was gonna wait until I ever told them, and I did not. And I'll tell you what, I'm so glad I didn't, because they have been amazing. They've never let the church's view or their political view or their community view ever make me think that I wasn't more important than all of those other things. And that is so rare, especially with, super religious peoples and family. So my parents were just so amazing. I can't even tell you how much that has been the difference. So that doesn't mean that they understand it. It doesn't mean that they agree with it. It means that they love me and they support me and they want me to be healthy. This is not how I dress around them. Although that is available. That absolutely is available. And they made it very clear. If there's some therapeutic value to you, then come around us, dressed however you want. This is who we know. This is who we love. This is what we're familiar with. But if there's any value to you whatsoever, then come dressed. So, I know that that's absolutely an option. But at the same time, when they're ready, they'll ask for it. If they're ever ready, and if they don't, that's okay. It's all right.
All right, Sam, do you want to talk about the skincare routine?
Yes, please.
Well, Alyssa finishes her.
My skincare routine?
Or just maybe
A
mine.
good skincare routine and how to start and how to
Well,
Beauty blend
continue to
first.
keep it up.
Well, we recommend to double cleanse. So you wash your face first, takes off your makeup and your sweat and the oils that the skin produces, and then you rinse that off, and then you do it again. And that second cleanse is going to actually get down into the pores, and it's going to help to get out that bacteria and prevent acne from happening. And you want to exfoliate like 2 to 3 times a week.
With what kind of exfoliant?
Well, people asking that because there's a lot of ways to exfoliate. You can use like a cloth. I have some cloths, and I brought some actually. I got this from Amazon. It was like $10 or something. And it just comes with these little things. You can use them to take your makeup off, and it can exfoliate a little bit. Once they get dirty, you just put them in here and then
That's awesome.
put the whole bag in the washing machine.
And how often should you use them?
Well, if you're wearing makeup every single day, probably use it every single day.
Thank you.
I don't wear makeup. I'm sorry. I forget.
Because you're young and you have beautiful skin. And you've been using good skincare since you were...
Since you went to school, I was 16. I got home from soccer practice and there was some face wash on my bed.
Yep. And skincare makes a huge difference.
Hey, let me say this. Let me just pitch in one thing right here. If you're transgender, if you're a male to female trans on this call, I'll tell you, you're probably already doing this. But obviously, before you put on makeup, you've got to shave. You probably got to shave with a blade. I'm telling you, aftershave is the ticket. I'm talking about the kind of aqua velva or whatever the old school stuff is. You put it on right afterwards, and it feels like someone's dragging a garden weasel across your face because it's burning. But all those pores are tightening up. Your skin's getting tight, so the product doesn't get deeper down into your pores. So if you're a male to female trans, definitely after you shave, before you put on makeup, put on a nice aftershave that burns.
That burns.
That burns.
That's a good question. Is makeup what makes you feel a woman? And how do you feel like a woman?
You know what? I don't know what a woman feels like. I'm not a woman. What I know what it feels like to really, really want to be beautiful. I know what it feels like to present as a woman and live in that environment and be very, very healthy, on an energetic level, literally on a cellular level. So I don't pretend at all to know what a woman goes through. I don't care, to know what menstruation is and having I don't feel ripped off of that. I was having other experiences. I was having father experiences. Is it what I would have picked? It doesn't matter. We don't get to pick everything. But the things that I do get to pick now, I'm picking, and I'm picking for me because it's what's healthy and it's what's right for me. So no, I don't wish I had other experiences that I didn't have because those aren't the experiences that were best for me. I believe that the universe is always conspiring for my good, and everything happens at the right time. So
Spouses and
this is what is good for me at this time. But being beautiful is my intention. I don't care if I trick you or not. It's not about tricking you. It's just about being the best me. It's about completing me. And so I don't know what it's like to feel like a woman, and I definitely don't agree with trans people participating in sports with cisgendered females. I don't agree with that because that is not about identity either. That's about ability. So, I believe that you should only get to compete in physical sports with those who experience the same puberty as you, because puberty, that's when everything happens. That's when all of the things are going to happen in your body that's going to dictate your strength and your shoulders and your all of these other things. And so if you didn't experience the same puberty, then it will never make sense in my mind to compete physically with those individuals. It just, to me personally, that's not about, it's not about identity. Although it is nice to be on the girls' soccer team, it's nice to do all those things, but it's just,
You got a crown.
that's just not. It's not about identity. We got to protect everybody, and that's the biological males. It's the biological females. Everybody has to win, and I don't think you have to lose in order for me to go to a private bathroom and use the bathroom when I need to. So trust me, there's a way that we can all win, and it's never going to happen in the shadows. That's why I'm coming out here to help you understand the complications and the interesting situations of being gender nonconforming in this, in this world right now. It's not going away. It's not going away. So the better we understand it, then the better we can deal with it, the better we can contribute to it and figure it all out. But if we don't all collectively get involved, then we're going to have the wrong people making choices for a lot of people. And that's not what any of us need. It's not what our loved ones need.
What's your sign?
Scorpio.
There you have it.
Why? What does that mean?
Isn't Mom Scorpio too?
She is. Our birthdays are 3 days apart. That's so true.
So, do with that information what you will.
I'm going to put just a little bit of highlighter on my cheeks because I've got this.
Okay, so while you do that,
Yes, please keep doing that.
this is the moisturizer that, where's the front? It's Farmhouse Fresh is the brand. Or did I say moisturizer? This is an exfoliant, not moisturizer. It's a micro exfoliant. So it looks like a lotion. You can't see the little beadlets with the naked eye. It makes your skin so soft. In fact, I was showing my mom how amazing it was. In walks Kevin and is all intrigued, thinking I'm showing off some lotion. Bloops the whole finger in and is just like, this is not lotion. I was like, I think so.
Show them your palette. People are asking
Your favorite palette.
that palette. Put that palette up on the camera.
This palette? Oh, this is the Anastasia contour powder kit right here. And I also have this glow kit too, which is so pretty. It's so pretty.
Keep going, Sam.
Okay, this is a different face scrub exfoliant. This one would be good for sensitive skin people. This one also is by Farmhouse Fresh. It's called One Fine Day. And it's a sugar scrub. It's also a facial polisher, so you can use it as a cleanser or an exfoliant. This is the only 2-in-1 product you'll ever catch me using. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And why is Farmhouse Fresh so good?
Okay. Well, they have a lot of organic things. They have an animal sanctuary. They are based out of McKinney, Texas. And they grow like their cucumbers to get extracts for their products, and each product has this random tiny number on the bottom, and you can type it in their website and it'll tell you what the money goes towards. How cute.
All the proceeds go to their animals that they save.
Yeah, what if Betty the goat that they get goat milk from needs some carrots or something?
Andre, they're asking if we share makeup.
We used to share makeup, but not usually anymore. We have different colors, so we use a lot of the same makeup, just not share makeup. But if I forget, I have traveled from here to Las Vegas, forgotten my makeup bag, and I didn't have to turn around and go home and get it because I knew that Allyssa would hook me up, and I was which she did, and she also did my makeup for me while I was there. So it was quite a win for me. I just sat there and looked beautiful when I was finished. Mm-hmm. A lot of people comment on my makeup when Allyssa does my makeup because she's really amazing, and I'm very basic, and I just do the same thing obviously every time. So she's been very helpful with helping me to get my look, especially my brows.
Oh, Michelle.
Hi, Shell.
Hi.
Good to see you. You can come join us anytime. It'd be so fun. Are you a transformer? What foundation? It is the CoverGirl Clean. It's the best stuff. It's clean and it's clean
stuff.
because when I put it on, it smells like Noxzema. And if you're
What is that?
Yeah, I was gonna say if you're around the age of Alyssa, and I you'll know what that is. It's an old school cleanser. It has a very distinctive smell. And when you first put it on, if you have maybe exfoliated or dermaplaned your skin,
Sounds
or
like a
shaved.
skincare condition.
it will burn. So yes.
Eczema.
How are you related? Well, father, mother, daughter. Alyssa, Andrea, Samantha.
Should we put on a wig?
Sam, I am.
Yes. Which one would you like? Do you want me to get it for you, or do you want to?
Yeah,
Okay.
let's put on the long one.
While you guys do that, I just want to remind you to wear your sunscreen.
And why is sunscreen so important?
Because the sun will give you cancer if you don't wear it.
And also, as you age, your age spots come out.
Yeah, and put it on
So-
your hands too, because the sun is
It shows
like
your
1,000
age.
times stronger through a window, and that's why you get old hands from like driving in the car.
And neck. Neck.
Mhm.
Neck and hands age.
Yep.
Okay.
Let's see.
I need to go
What
home
do you
soon.
recommend for lines under the eyes?
Oh,
Do we have our roller? Have you guys ever used a jade roller? The jade roller is really good in the morning if you kind of roll it out every morning.
and keep it in the fridge. If it's cold, it helps with puffiness and stuff.
I
But
use one from Skin Medica, and it's a medical, and it's an eye roller, and it has serum in it, and it's really good for under the eyes. Laying on your back when you sleep, I know that's really hard. A silk
Just
pillowcase.
get something with peptides.
There you go.
Peptides
It's
for-
so good.
everything. Oh,
Hmm.
Dark circles.
Dark circles.
Naturally dark veins under my eyes. I am a master esthetician. I used to work at a medical spa, and that is a very, very hard thing to overcome.
what is it?
The dark circles under your eyes. If you have dark
Oh.
veins, it's really hard because the veins are already there. But you can go get some microneedling, and that will help with
Look.
the
Would those work?
no, the lightning wouldn't work. The
Oh.
lightning products will help with the dark pigment, but not the veins. Unfortunately,
Oh.
you're gonna need a really good concealer.
I didn't know you were talking about veins.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody said they love that wig. Thank you. This is my favorite wigs.
So cute.
This wig is real human hair, and so it's
There's a question.
it's really
for you.
it's really a nice
Sam.
wig.
The bottom one. What was the experience for you both seeing Kevin dressed as Alyssa for the first time? How'd you feel?
I thought you looked hot.
So,
Were you surprised?
No? I don't know.
were you surprised? Like, damn, she looks good.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I wasn't expecting like how freaking good you were at like pulling it off. I was expecting to be like I could tell. You know? Like sometimes when you're walking down the street and you're like, "Hell yeah, you go, girl."
Yep.
Cuz you know like that's I don't know.
Yeah.
But I couldn't tell.
That's
So,
cute.
I was
That
like,
is so
"Okay."
cute. Thank you.
Best moisturizer for aging skin. We have a moisturizer with sunscreen, which is really good, and it can be used
By
as a
Image.
primer, and you can put your makeup right over it.
There's sunscreen in it. You can use it morning or night.
and or
Yes. Put it everywhere.
and that is a good.
This is one of the best lip glosses ever. In fact, I'm going to put it on in just a few minutes.
So funny. I
It
just
is
put
the
mine-
best
So
one.
it literally,
I put
it's
my-
from Image, and
I just put mine
Oh my goodness,
It's really good because it has SPF, but it also has some retinol in it, so it'll help still stimulate your collagen around your lips, where you get some lip lines as you age. So that is really, really good for you. And if you have questions about it, message us and we can send you a link.
Yes.
I'm getting some questions about my
Shop in
wigs.
Vegas.
Yeah, so I have a lot of wigs. I've got a lot of wigs, but these ones that you're asking about, I got them from a wig shop in Vegas. And keep an eye on my homepage, because I'm gonna put some information up about that for you, because I do get a lot of questions about the wigs. I know really good wigs are hard to find. There's so many wigs out there. I mean, I have a lot of wigs, only a few super good ones. But if you're a girl, you know how important your hair is. You understand how important the lashes and the nails and all of those things, because you're representing kind of what you're capable of.
I
And
haven't tried this
you know, it's so important. So I'm gonna give you some
Hello, friends
information
on
in the
Twitch.
future about the wig. That's for sure. Well, thank you for saying that you love watching this. Come on, that's so good. You know,
You.
would Alyssa go back to Kevin? No, no, no. Okay, that's not actually an option.
It's gonna be a
for
no
me.
for me.
Because Alyssa is so much more than just Kevin. You know, I never gave up Kevin. I'm still that person. I just want to look different. That's all. I just want to be able to act different. So it's not that I'm not capable of a lot of that. It's that it's not as natural for me, and definitely not as rewarding for me. But you know, click back. You know, you can get a lot more information if you go back and look at some of the other videos that we've done. So, for instance, if you go back to YouTube, we're on YouTube and Twitch and Twitter and TikTok, and there's some longer videos that explain this more. But no, Kevin won't be going back to Alyssa. You know, Alyssa will not be transitioning back to Kevin full time. That's not an option for me if I'm gonna be healthy.
Click your profile link.
So that's good.
She has a link in her profile. You can click it, and it's got like the whole shebang,
The blog.
all the deets.
Well, it's got some stuff. We did a blog. So during COVID, while we were waiting for the world to open back up, we put a few pages out on a blog, and that was just to help people understand better. You know, let me maybe talk about some of the questions that I had growing up,
Thank you for
or some of the things that maybe you would want to know if somebody that you loved comes to you and says, "Hey, look, I'm transgender, or I feel this way, or I have these abilities." You know, let's talk about maybe some things that you would want to know, because it's not a matter of if, it is when. It is when 100%. Whether it's a coworker, a boss, a family member, a best friend, a childhood, whatever, a sibling, it doesn't matter. It is going to happen to you. And you know, when you get online and make these ugly comments and say mean things and what's wrong with you and you know all of this, you know, let me tell you something. It would not have been easy for you to go 20 years, 30, 40, 50 years and never be able to let anybody understand what you're capable of or even what's important to you. You know, you can't be healthy, you know, in that scenario. Let me give you an example. So let me help everybody here, because I know that most of you have great intentions. There's only, you know, a couple haters here. Most people have good intentions. But when you finally do get the courage to tell somebody, hey, this is who I am, this is what I represent, everybody has the same response, which is, hey, listen, as long as you're not hurting anybody, I really don't care one way or the other. Right? This is the response from almost everybody. But let me break down how that response feels. Hey, wait a minute. Are you hurting people? Well, as long as you don't hurt people, then I don't really care one way or the other. I'm kind of indifferent to the whole thing. So, yeah, don't hurt people, and I don't care. I mean, when somebody introduces themselves to you, someone who may end up being an amazing friend, an amazing coworker, an amazing partner, amazing whatever, can you imagine if every time you got introduced, a person said to you, hey, wait a minute, first of all, are you hurting people? And as long as you're not hurting people, then I'm indifferent. Not that I care, not good for you, not that I'll encourage you, not that you're safe here. It's that I'm indifferent. I don't care. As long as you don't hurting people, I don't care. So if the best option that I get is
I blocked. Sorry,
no, that's okay.
I messed up. Keep
But
going.
my advice to you is to come up with something different than, hey, look, as long as you're hurting somebody, I don't care. Because what you're really saying is, hey, look, I'm very open-minded. That's okay. I mean, obviously, I'm not so open-minded that I'm into hurting people or doing weird things. But really, I don't have a problem with it. I mean, you do you, in private or whatever. I realize that that's what everybody is saying, but it's just not what they're saying, and it's not what's being heard. And when you go your whole life, and then you finally get the chance to talk to somebody, and the response is, "Hey, look, don't hurt people, and I'm indifferent to you," that really, it just doesn't feel good over and over and over again. So I would say, wow. That took a lot of courage to come and tell me that. That must mean that you trust me. That must mean that we have a relationship that we can be vulnerable with one another. And I'm so grateful that that's where you are. I don't pretend to understand that. I don't understand it, and I don't need to. I get you, and I will protect you, and I will support you. And if you'll let me know what you need, then I'll do what I can to support that. So thank you for trusting me. Thank you. I mean, it would change them. They would go to sleep going, oh my gosh, this person said that they would protect me. And, that's not a feeling that most people have considered before.
Sorry, I'm gonna put that close while you're talking. People are.
It's so good. Yeah, let me just put that on because this is my favorite.
Mhm.
This is my favorite.
I have to go.
What?
I have to go and put my kid to bed.
You gotta go, mother? You gotta
Yeah.
go, adult?
I do have a child, and he was mad when I left.
St. George
So
42.
Oh. It's so
To buy the
great.
foundation, can you put it close to the camera?
Hey,
Yes.
so I found out you can make Michelle a moderator, and she can be the one that's why I messed up. I tried blocking something, and I clicked mod,
Oh,
and it made the guy that was mad the moderator. I
Up a
blocked
little
it.
bit
I
more.
blocked him.
Oh.
But
there we go.
Thanks,
My
hon.
bad.
You're really good arm holder. So it's just CoverGirl Clean. Now I use the 145. However, I can't find the 145 anymore, so it's not on the shelves most places. So maybe they're discontinuing this color. So I'll be going to another color and figuring that deal out. Either way, but I love the Clean. If I use a lot of other foundations, man, I can break out. Especially when you're putting on foundation right after shaving. You freshly shave, open up every pore in your face. Dump some foundation in there, and next thing you know, you've got really, you've got a lot of acne and stuff. This foundation, it smells, clean. It feels clean. It comes off very, very good, but it stays for a long time. As your skin heats up, oils will tend to, like a grease pencil, will tend to run and blend into your face. And this seems to stay really, really good regardless of all of that. So
what is
it's
your
great.
best aftershave that you would recommend to people?
You know what? I have that Aqua Velva. I think that's what it's called, Aqua Velva. It's like the old school stuff. It's like,
It's old school,
wow.
cheap.
Let me see that one. Yeah, wow. Was that up here?
No, I brought it because I was bringing it with your skincare because I knew you use this after you shave.
Oh.
yeah,
There you go.
Also, something that's really good that people don't know about is baking soda. Yes,
Ooh.
it's in a bottle because I put it
Love
in
you
my
all.
Sweet, thank
shower
you
with
for
the
coming
lid
out.
on it.
Love you,
This is all I
baby.
had at the
Love you.
time.
Love you.
But baking soda is really good because it
You're not in the picture.
cleans. Oh, I was looking at the other camera. It disinfects your face because it will clean any kind of impurities
Oh,
out of
thank
your
you for
skin.
those
But it
hearts.
also is really small, so it gets into the pores. But I would only use this like once a week if you have a good moisturizer because it's essentially salt, and you don't want to dry your skin out too much.
Nice. That's so
And
true.
it's good for after makeup.
It's so
To get
true.
a
So
good-
twice a week, at least twice a week. Afterwards, you got to put on a really, really good moisturizing lotion because it will dry you out. I mean, it really opens those pores up, pulls it out, dries you out. So you need to put on some amazing moisturizer after that. Somebody said, thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for being here and letting us. Kimberly, Summers,
Is
thank
there
you
a
for
way to shrink
the.
pores? There's really not. You can shrink them, but they'll never go away. So if you exfoliate, use some salicylic acid. There's a really good pore therapy by Skin Medica.
Yeah, you should get that one.
Not Skin Medica. I'm going to find it. But it's a solution. You just put it on your nose and it shrinks your pores. It tightens really well. And I'll find that out. But they have a question.
Yeah, would you be Allyssa full time? No, not right now. It's not an option for me right now. I've got some fathering to do. I've got some other things that I need to do, and I'm going to make this a more organic process. I'm not just going to put it in anybody's face. I'm going to gently set it in their lap and say, hey, this is what we need to make work, as we can. So let's do this in a healthy way, the very respectful way, so that we don't lose anything along the way. Do you identify more as gender fluid person? I would say very
water on pores.
Yes, I would say gender fluid. Absolutely, I feel very very comfortable like this, and I'm comfortable just presenting as Kevin as well. I'm just not as happy. I'm just not the same vibrant, person as Kevin. But I'm very very capable, and I've done it in a corporate world for very very long. So, yes, gender fluid, all of that. That's very absolutely. I say transgender just because it encompasses the entire spectrum, and I don't want anybody to look at me and go, "Oh, that's not how I feel, so I'm not transgender," or whatever. I just look. Yes, I could be gender nonconforming. I could be gender fluid. I could be gender.
Clark.
Oh my goodness, there's some new ones actually that I just heard that are really quite clever. So, those terminologies are really for you. They're not for me. I know what I am. I know who I am. I don't feel like I need to cross a line to prove, who I am or what I need to be for any definition that somebody else has conjured up. I just want to be me.
Samara, no worries about the questions. I know you're new here and we're open here, so ask away.
Yeah, no problem at all.
No.
Listen, we're here for information. Your transgender person that's going to come to you. You're going to have to be able to figure out how to support them. And, one of the questions that I had was, well, now what? Now what? Kevin, when you can look like that, then what? What will you do? Okay, you get your veil done pierced. Now it's going to feel amazing. What after that? Wow, now you've got an amazing wig, real hair. You can style it. You can look amazing. Then what? What comes after that? So I always had this, then what? But once you achieve that, what's after that? And that's a tough thing.
For the mirrors.
But this is what's next. All those times I said, well, what's next? This is what's next right here, to help other people understand how people in their life were feeling and some of the struggles and frustrations and complications that are going to come up that some people simply aren't going to be aware of because it's so personal and so private. So, this whole experience is like having one of those underwear dreams. The one where you're on a bus in your underwear on your way to school, and you're almost to school, and then you realize not only do you not know math, but you don't have pants on, and you're in your underwear, right? And then you wake up and you're like, you commit, okay, I'm never riding a bus again. But this is like one of those dreams that you don't wake up from, and you're just exposed. We're so exposed and we're so vulnerable, but that's okay because we're strong enough to take these questions and to take the heat and the hate. Because if we only have to get to one or two of you who are going to need you to hear some perspective of what we have to say, and it may be some couple that's like watching right now who's going, can we do it? Can I make that work? Can I take my spouse from here to there in a healthy way that's supportive and still get what I need out of it? And, we want to let you know that it is possible for some people.
We want to see your outfit. And then they also want to... On Max says, I'm coming out trans. Do you have any tips after you stand up and show them your outfit?
For real?
I mean, it's cute.
It is cute. Let me just...
It's so cute. I love it.
This way?
Mm-hmm.
Silver shoes, great. These are Michael Kors pants.
Cute. All right, we are still together.
25 years.
So, tips on coming out as trans.
Um, yeah, just be respectful and talk to the people that you really trust, that you value their opinion. Don't go to somebody right out of the gates with someone that you don't know how they're going to respond, because if three of the wrong person respond in the wrong way, it's going to set you back 10 more years before you build up the strength and the courage to come out again and try to live your authentic life. So, I would be soft, I'd be gentle, I would give people time to accept it and try to understand it. It is difficult because there's so many people on the transgender spectrum, and every one of them's having a different experience, and so many of these stories sound different. And it's like, wait a minute, no, that this trans person said this, now you're saying this, so there's not really the congruency, so the whole thing's a farce. Everyone gets to have their own experience in this process, and just give them time. If you're coming out, then pick a couple people that can support you and put yourself in a position to win. Create the rules for you to win. So let the right people know, and do it in an organic way. You don't need to do this shotgun thing that makes everybody call you something in the next 5 minutes. It took you 30 years to come out, so we need to give people more than 30 minutes to react to that. We've been trying to figure out how to tell them for weeks or months or years. We've been waiting and planning and conspiring how we're going to tell them. So we need to give them a few more minutes than just 5 minutes or 10 minutes or one day to really get their head around it and respond to us like, we had the time to prepare for them.
We have a lot of people asking if you and I are intimate. I know they're saying to answer or move along.
Whoa, not on camera.
No, we're not intimate on camera. Yes, we are.
Of course we are.
Yes.
And this is part of hormones that works for me, and maybe one of the reasons why I won't, I don't have an intention of doing, a bottom surgery. Intimacy is very, very important to us, and at the level of hormones that I'm at, I still get to have the mental clarity that I need and the physical abilities that I need as well. So
I'm from Kentucky.
Yes, intimacy is very, very important to us, and since I'm not compromising any of that for the clarity and congruency that I have chemically, then it wouldn't make sense to push it further and lose one of those. Have you had anyone, find out about Alyssa's transformation via TikTok? You know what? I don't know. Probably so.
Yes.
It's brand new.
Yes. Yep, I've seen quite a few people that I've recognized.
Oh, in the comments, like you recognize
in our comments and our views and our followers. So welcome.
They didn't know
love
that
you.
we haven't talked to.
We haven't talked
Welcome,
to you,
surprise.
but we love you and we're grateful you're here. And if you have questions, please, our numbers. Just give us a call.
You
We
obviously
love that.
know where I live. Come on over. I'll let you try on wigs. It'll be amazing. You'll be so surprised how fun that is.
Let's see. Do you work and live as Kevin?
I worked and lived as Kevin, yes, for my whole career till about 3 weeks ago. So I stepped away from the corporate world as Kevin to create this identity, and I'm figuring that out right now. So I'll move forward as Allyssa. That's where we're at.
We had a going back to the TikTok comment. If anyone has noticed us on TikTok, our daughter was in Target and noticed somebody watching Alyssa's video and heard it and was like, wait a second. And so they stopped and talked for a little while, and they were very grateful for Alyssa, and it was a pretty cool thing. Our daughter texted us and said somebody was watching your video in Target.
That's so great. That's so great.
But again, that goes to our followers, our viewers. Thank you so much for this. It's been amazing, and it's gone so fast. And thank you for all the followings.
Well, but can I ask a question?
Cool.
Yes, please let me ask a question, because we're here to help, and we're coming from one perspective, and so we don't understand everyone's perspective. So if you'll tell us, hey, these are the questions that we'd really like to know. We need to understand this and this and this. So if you'll help me understand what you're suspicious about, what you're having a hard time accepting, what's keeping you from treating other people the way that they want to be treated, tell me what those items are, or those issues are, or those questions are, and give me a chance to at least help you understand from a different perspective. It doesn't make me right, but it makes us closer to actually having some better communication. So if you'll just take and just, if we can just write down some of the questions that they say, or take note of that, because
Message us directly. That's
yeah,
really
message us
good.
directly. That's great too.
We can answer them there, or we can, if they're really good, and we can just go ahead and address them on our
That's
lives, which are Monday and Wednesdays.
And maybe one day I'll really have some makeup tips to give you. Right now, I'm just figuring it out, and trying to help people understand what's going on with us. But
Another question is, are you on hormones? Even though we've talked about this.
yes, that's okay. I am on hormones. I've been on hormones for about 6 years. I'm on estradiol and spirulactin. I'm sorry.
Did you serve a mission, and where did you go?
Oh my goodness, they're bringing the religion into it. That's crazy. I did serve a mission. I served a mission in Tokyo, Japan.
We
That's true.
are still intimate, yes.
Your makeup looks great. Thank you for saying that. Oh my gosh, this lighting's perfect. Let's never forget these settings.
We can't message unless we're friends, right?
How do you feel about trans women in sports? Should they compete against cis women? I'm torn. Don't be torn. No, they don't. They should not compete against cisgender women, because that has nothing to do with identity. That has everything to do with ability. And your physical ability was determined as you went through puberty. So I don't think that you should ever be able to physically compete in a sport unless you're competing with people that experienced that same puberty as you did. Then you got a fighting chance of being built the same and having the same, physical abilities. So no, I don't believe that trans girls should be able to compete with cis girls in physical sports.
We do have a son. He is 19. My goodness, you're gorgeous. How was Japan? Thank you for all the roses. My goodness, you guys.
Thank you. Thank you for those roses. New York City.
So
How did the kid handle it? The kids handled it great. I think it was surprising. It was very surprising. I'm a very,
well, thank you again.
I consider myself a manly man, but, babe, what would you say? Would you say that I'm an effeminate man at all? In speech or action or anything, would you say?
We four-wheeling, razor, motorcycle, triathlon, tried triathlons, did all these long bike races, and was a firefighter. Did you know that? She was a firefighter and an EMT. Very manly, very strong, worked out together, could throw me across the room if she wanted to. Very strong. So, thank you again for the roses.
We do have to be following each other on TikTok in order to DM. So just
I
go into the
followed
comments.
her.
You did?
Yeah,
okay, so
but
we're friends. So
our friends too.
good. Yes, but we do have to be followers of each other to direct message.
All right. How did our son feel? Tell him that one story. That was a good one. How did our son feel when you came out?
No, I don't want to talk a lot about that
Okay.
because I would like him
You're
to be
right.
here
But he
and
is
to talk about that. But he was very, very supportive. He reacted amazing. He started smiling immediately, and he goes, "Wait a minute, do you have a voice? Let me hear the voice. Let me hear the voice." And so yeah, he's been amazing about it. Absolutely. Maybe one day he'll want to get on. Maybe he and I can stream and play games or whatever.
Thank you for the rose.
That's probably one of his teachers.
You
really
have
trying
so
to
much respect
narrow
for
this
your
down.
son to rather speak about him. Oh, thank you. When he was here.
Oh, thank you. Liverpool. All right.
Wow.
Can we meet your son? Yeah, when he's ready. And he said he would come on sometime. He's very busy, does a lot. He's an amazing person, but just super, super busy.
Is your hair real or natural? Or real or a wig?
This is a wig, but it is real human hair.
Ooh.
It is real human hair.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
We understand why this is so difficult to understand. We get it. I mean, I wake up going, how could this be? How could it be that I'm capable of this, but this is what I'm driven to. This is what comes natural. When I put this on, this isn't exciting. When I put it on the first time, it wasn't exhilarating and exciting. It was comfortable. It was just comfortable and familiar. It's so familiar. This is what I have a hard time helping people understand. This is this feels so familiar to me, and being in the male world can feel so foreign, and I don't know how to help you understand that, but this is not, oh, so exciting and sexually driven and none of that stuff. No, this is just, oh, whew, look at those eyes, there they are. Where you been?
So we did not do our giveaway yet. So go ahead and go comment on our other video and vote.
How does your wife
And
feel
then
about
we'll post a winner within an hour. How do I feel about you being trans? Well, I'm still here. I'm good with it. I like it. It's fun and it's exciting, and it's our fun little journey we got going on.
That's a great point. That's a great point you just made. You said, so it's like you feel safe in your own body.
Oh,
And
that comment's
yeah, it's the great comment, and yes, you do feel safe in your own body, because when you feel conflict for an extended period of time, what gives? How do you even put out that fight when you're fighting yourself? Which side do you pick? So yes, you do feel safer in your own body. And when we tell people, hey, we're trans, and you say, hey, look, as long as you don't hurt anybody, then I don't really care one way or the other.
Thank you for
And all you're
those.
thinking is, I'm the only person I've ever considered hurting. I wouldn't have been capable of hurting anybody but myself. And I don't quote any statistics, because most statistics are just garbage, but the only one that seems to be somewhat consistent is the suicide rate for transgender people, the suicide attempt rate, and it's over 40%. So if you got two transgender friends, there's a really good chance that one of them has tried to commit suicide, if not, planned it out or thought about it or whatever else. So, yeah, there needs to be a safe place, and if that safe place could be in your own skin and in your own head, that is the healthiest, 100%. And I feel healthy here because I feel vibrant, because I feel like there's congruency with how I feel on the inside and how I look on the outside. It doesn't mean I'm not capable of doing boys things. I can chop some wood, but chopping wood doesn't define who I am, and it surely doesn't make me feel at peace and harmony like I feel now. Oh, thank you for being happy. That's so good.
All right.
Safe in your home is important.
Much
Yes, safe in your home
respect.
is important. So true. So true.
Thanks for everyone who's helping moderate.
Look at Nicole.
So
I love
nice.
this live. Thank
Do
you,
we
Nicole.
still wear our wedding rings?
Always.
Yes.
Always.
Yep.
Actually, I mean, this is not Kevin's wedding ring, but this is a wedding ring. Was there any questions? Did anybody say, help me understand why does
Why does trans this? Why does trans that?
Yeah. Ask me some questions, but
questions.
stay here and let's listen to the answers and discuss it.
What percentage of your life do you function as Allyssa as opposed to Kevin? It's kind of hard right now.
It is hard right now because we've only stopped being Kevin for the last 3 weeks as far as professionally. So until about 3 weeks ago,
6.
I worked. Has it been 6 weeks?
Yeah, because we've done like this is like our 7th live. Holy
Man.
cow.
I may actually be getting younger, actually doing makeup more.
It's like you feel safe in your own body, or am I wrong? Great.
So, until about 6 weeks ago, I was gone most of the time as Kevin, wearing a full suit, cufflinks, the whole deal. And, it all got to change about 6 weeks ago. So what's happened in the last 6 weeks is just trying to catch up on
Thank you
everything
for
that I wasn't able to
voting.
do, over the last, 7 or 8 years
Thanks,
that I've been
Ashley,
gone
for
most of the
voting.
time. What stopped being Kevin? Man, I'm dying. What stopped being Kevin? Man, I'm dying. I stopped working as Kevin. I stopped working as Kevin. That's what I meant to say. I'll never stop being Kevin. If I didn't have Kevin, I would
Thank you for the
long for
flower.
it just like I long for Allyssa when I'm not there. My abilities, my talents, my abilities, were given to me by my creator, just like yours were. And I don't feel like I have to pick any one or two depending on what's comfortable for the people around me. I'm going to use all the abilities that I have all the time that I have, and I'm going to be accountable and responsible for those abilities.
Okay, so
How did you know you were trans? Trans is a word that you came
Thank you
up with.
again,
I knew that I would be very comfortable living in a girl world when I don't know, I was probably 5 or 6. I talk about this actually in one of the videos. But I was at a swimming pool and I was very, very young, but I was watching some people swim and watching some girls swim, and I thought, man, I just feel like I'm wearing the wrong swimming suit. And I've never stopped wondering if I was wearing the wrong swimming suit, because everything in that world, it comes so natural and I understand it so well, and it's such a good fit. So the bottom line is, I just function very well in this feminine energy, if you will, this feminine vibration, this feminine frequency. Not that I can't fight in the boy world. I just don't want to. That's I don't want to have to fight to prove myself. I want to put on lipstick and be myself.
but did you quit because you wanted to be Allyssa?
Um, I quit because it was time. I quit because I needed to dictate my own future and live a life that was congruent both inside and outside for myself.
Right.
And by the way, when I left, you remember the question I've been asking myself this whole time,
Thank you.
hey hon, I want to dress like this, babe, can we do that? Can I feel like this? Thank you for the name. All of these things, I was developing as we went. I was becoming, more comfortable. We were becoming more comfortable. We were growing together. But I realize now that what there is a lack of dialogue. There's a lack of vocabulary for this. And so I quit my job so I can create a platform specifically about helping people feel comfortable with regards to gender. So, that's where my time is going when I'm not live streaming here. We're working on a business that will be an amazing educational platform to help people understand, a place where people can go, whether they're the parent, a teacher, a coach, a spouse, a child, whoever it is, a resource that people can go to get a little bit of help or advice or understanding or perspective. Anyway, so that's why I left the world of Kevin, and I'll still need to be Kevin sometimes, but I'm going to be Allyssa as often as I need to, and that's a luxury I've never had.
Thank you again, Kimberly.
I think we, as society, don't understand sexuality and gender, and we try to understand. That's such a good point. People confuse gender and sexuality all the time. That's really, really an astute point. Thank you. The easiest way I would say to think about this is gender is who I go to sleep as. Sex is who I go to sleep with. It's two different things. I can represent whatever gender and still want that. I mean, I would want that regardless of what gender I was, obviously. So,
They're asking if you're a lesbian now.
well,
We're
put the label
lesbian
on
when
there.
we're together. I guess you can say that.
I'm not dressed for sure. You can use whatever label you want, but
People are asking about your voice. Why can't you change your voice?
I find it much easier to hear a man lecture on this rather than a woman. That's a great point, and I've thought about that myself. So thank you for saying that, and it's one of the reasons why I wanted to stay part-time Kevin too, because I want to get in front of people as Kevin and deliver a message, and get in front of people as Allyssa and deliver a message. And you tell me which one you receive better. You tell me which one has more impact or more influence in your life. I think that would be an amazing thing, to be able to do that. So thank you for letting me know that.
Allyssa
It's
does
very-
her own makeup.
Yes. Oh my gosh, it's going so fast.
Yes, we are Christian, and we still, yes. People should be able to be who they want. Why did we get married?
I'm impacted by
Hello.
what I'm seeing now. Can you tell me how you're impacted? Are you impacted in a positive or in a negative way right now. I
I
would be
would.
very curious as to know how you're impacted.
Kara would love you to do her makeup.
I
You're my
would
favorite
enjoy
person
it.
on this app, I swear. Oh, you're so cute. Zombies.
Oh,
Thank
that
you.
is so
Somebody has a
nice.
question.
Yes, please.
You're killing me Smalls 86 has a question. And somebody says they love your voice.
Oh, you know what? Thank you, because the voice is
But I
so
can't see where you respond if she responded.
the voice is hard, and it's why a lot of people don't enjoy talking to transgender people, because they feel like they need to trick you into a Mickey Mouse voice. Not trick you, but they're just trying to get congruent inside, and they feel so girly and they feel so feminine, and they've got hands that are huge like mine, and a big face like mine, and then they want to use a really really high voice because that's how they feel inside. But it's not always comfortable to listen to that cartoon voice, and cartoons are usually don't get taken as serious either. So it's hard to decide what to do with the voice. Do I do some coaching lessons and try to take it up really high and just go higher and higher? The problem with going high for very long is that you're going to lose your voice, and halfway through the night you can no longer even carry a conversation in the same tone. So me, I'm not really trying to do that. I'm just speaking from my upper diaphragm instead of my lower diaphragm. So if I were up giving a training or something like that, then I would be speaking from my lower diaphragm, and my voice would be much deeper and it would probably come out a little bit stronger. Right now it's going to come out not as strong because I'm just staying in my upper diaphragm without monkeying really with the vocal cords too much.
Okay, here's the question.
Yes, I understand this all.
Hold on. This is a question from You're Killing Me Smalls.
Okay.
As a person, they want to be male, but now they're pregnant as. So does that mean maybe it says a person wants to be male, but now they're pregnant as a male?
Well, I would say they're probably at least 9 or 10 months off from being male. I mean,
yeah, it's true.
and if you're pregnant, you're pregnant. I'm saying that's the universe had something more amazing for you for the next 9 months anyway, and there's probably something that needed to be done before you took that off the table. So I would play the hand that you got. I would play it, out loud. I would play it fully, and I would surrender the outcome of that. And once you do the best in that situation you can, then do what you got to do. But I would say, stay the course, do your thing, and do it right so you don't have any regrets. This still's about, at the end of the day, limiting the regrets. I don't worry about doing the wrong thing. I worry about regretting not doing the things that I should have done or could have been.
We're not having more
So,
kids. Mama's too old for that.
okay. Thanks for not being offensive by questions that are none of our business. Oh, you're so nice to say that. I want you to understand. I really do. I want to talk to you, like one of my siblings. If they came to me and said, listen, this is where I'm at,
Thank
I
you
want to
for
be
the
able to
hearts.
come to
Yes.
share, transfer this tone and this vibration and this energy, because, how you dress, is it ever really going to be important to anybody? Who you are is always going to be more important than how you dress. And if some people can't support me because they don't like, me in heels or whatever else, that's a bummer because I'm a pretty good friend, but that's okay. We don't have time to be friends with everyone anyway. But I'm telling you, if you push away every person that's not, dressed the way that you want them to be, you're sacrificing some very sweet relationships. I promise you that. And then you're missing out on some humanity that's very, very genuine and unique. So I would encourage you to just hang in there a little longer.
My husband is 67 and wants to be a
Hey,
woman, but suffers. But I
say
tell him to transition.
say that again.
My husband is 67 and wants to be a woman, but suffers. But I tell him to transition.
But suffers from not being able to
I
transition.
don't know.
See, this is that biological clock. This is really, really difficult. So when you say, Kevin, come on, look at you. You're a grown ass man and you've got kids and a family and a wife, and they deserve you know, your manhood and whatever else. You got to understand, I've already been sacrificing almost everything for the last 25 years. Almost everything. My kids are through school. They're grown up. They're doing well. Now it's time that I can start to be some of what I need to be, because it's no longer going to be sacrificing my people. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but you got to understand, already I've waited, and every day my skin gets thinner and more wrinkly. I will never again get back the tight skin in my hands and all of those things. Those days are gone. So I sacrificed a lot more. So now if you're at 65 years old, how much more would I have lost? So there comes an internal clock, a little hourglass of urgency that says physically you will never again get the opportunity to be this beautiful. This is the most beautiful you're ever going to get a chance to be again. So how many more people are you going to try to satisfy before you satisfy yourself? At what point do you think you're going to be satisfied with an old wrinkly lady with really, tight, really loose skin and, sagging whatever and thinning hair and the whole deal? So there's an internal clock that is ticking, that doesn't stop. And the older you get, the more frustrated you get and the more desperate you get and the more your awareness becomes that I blew it. I went my whole life without surrounding myself with people who even understand what's important to me, who understand how to support me and what makes me happy and what makes me feel whole and complete and healthy. Almost no one in my life will see me in my healthiest state. And that's a bummer. It's such a bummer. I'm sorry your husband is suffering. I would just encourage him, her to be whoever they need to be at this point. And, say, look, you may or may not be gorgeous, but wouldn't it be great to feel gorgeous? Isn't how you feel much more important than the reality anyway? I mean, gosh, the older I get, the better I was. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
Is there any
I
more?
transitioned
Man
30
hands, I
years
know.
ago, and now I'm 65. Congratulations, Laura.
Congratulations.
Thank you for the flowers.
I know they're man hands. The last couple of streams I've been putting nails on, and I probably will next time too. But I also want to do it, in front of you, because I have
Thank you
this
again
fancy
for the
little system that I do,
flowers.
glues them
Happy
on, and
Sacramento.
so I'll do some of that too. But I know man hands. It's one of many frustrating things when you're trying to just be as pretty as you can. But
Thank you again
it's
for
okay.
the rose.
Thank you for being here, even though my man hands are annoying to look at apparently.
Are you always Alyssa or gender fluid? Loving the lashes, by the way.
Oh,
Thank you
thank
for the
you for
flowers.
noticing the lashes. I love lashes. I'm very gender fluid. I do not live full time as Alyssa at this point. Just about 6 weeks ago, I stopped working in the corporate world as a man. So we're in the process right now of figuring out what this looks like and what that split's going to be, or what. But it's transitions is a serious thing especially if you're talking surgeries and different levels of hormones. I mean, the hormones that I take keep me level and sharp and happy and calm and kind. But they don't impede other areas of my life that are important to us as a romantic couple. And so that's a good level for me to be at, and still get to still have some of the softening skin and some of all of the good
Thank you
feelings
for
and
being
emotions.
here. Nisi Rose 23. Yay, I'm glad you're able to catch us.
If you're encouraging, yeah, I don't know. That's a tough question. When she says I'm telling him to transition, but he's unhappy, that's a difficult thing, because he may be needing her to push him into it. He may be saying, no, I don't want to do that to you. I don't want to do that to you. He may want to be forced into it. But I wouldn't do that. I would say, look, I've got your back either way. You can do it or not do it. But if it's important to you, then it's important to me. So you tell me what you need, and I'll do what I can to help facilitate that. But I don't want you to transition if it's not what you want to do. But if you want to do it, then I want you to feel safe being able to do it. So I wouldn't put pressure on. I would encourage and just let them feel safe and give them room to move the direction they want to move.
Do you leave the house as Alyssa?
Yes.
Good evening.
Yeah, that's great. We do leave the house as Alyssa.
People are asking about your lashes again.
The lashes are just, I love me some lashes for sure. Um,
So
you guys don't
great.
feel weird asking the questions. I want the questions because I want, you're not the only one who has
And
that
you're not being
question.
rude.
No, no, no. Ask the question. If it's inappropriate, if it's not appropriate for me to answer it, then I won't. But please
She is on hormones.
don't be afraid to ask the questions.
As a female, I have chubby hands. The gender construct society has constructed are so restricting. It's true. I have big hands too. So
Kevin, I was
Yeah.
born a boy and I'm presenting as a girl. And for most people, they want me to take the title of transgender so they know, really, how I choose to have sex. I guess I don't really know, but I was born a man and I present as a woman, and I claim transgender. I could say gender nonconforming. I could say, a lot of different ways, but
Oh,
I'll
someone
accept
feels
trans.
safe being here who's just transitioned.
Yay! You are safe
I'm
here.
so excited.
And I'll tell you what, tolerance vibrates at a much different frequency.
Thank you for
So
the heart.
stay here with us and help other people, understand.
Your voice, will your voice soften with hormones?
You know what? I think that it has softened with hormones. I believe,
You
and it
look
will,
like a woman.
and it will
Aw,
probably
thank
continue to
you.
soften as I dress more and do this. I haven't, gosh, in our whole marriage, I've never spoke this long, right?
Yes.
In a little bit higher voice. So, I'm just starting to figure out the voice thing right
Thank you
now.
again
I
for
just
all
don't want
the
to take it up too
hearts.
high where I sound silly because
I'm in
I
the
don't take myself
process.
serious when I'm all Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse.
Yeah, at least you're honest. Yes. What are your pronouns? Thank you
When
for
when I'm
crown.
female, then I'm she and her, and when I'm male, I'm he and him. But I don't get worked up over the
Thank you,
pronouns.
Nina.
Just whatever
Own
you
your
say,
crown, baby.
just say it. Just say it respectfully, That's a
Hi
tough
from
thing.
Canada.
I know that some trans people make a big deal of the pronouns, and that's really a sensitive thing because people don't know the right pronoun. They don't want to be offensive, but there's so many pronouns and there's new pronouns come out every single week. And how do you keep up with it, especially if you have no reason to keep up with it? So it makes you want to steer away from the transgender person because not because you don't like them, not because you have a problem with it, because you know what to freaking call them without offending them. And it's easier to just not communicate than to apologize. And I get that. And that's why I wanted to do this and help everyone understand and be familiar. But if you don't know, then simply say, hey, how would you like to be referred to? What can I call you? I want to get to know you really. That's all anybody wants anyway. So, however you say it in your own words, just say, hey, I'd love to get to know you. How can I refer to you? Um,
If I saw you, I'd say her.
Thank you.
Redheaded
And that would be
Celeste. Thank you.
and that would be so appropriate. And you know what? It would make me feel so amazing. It would make
Oh,
I
don't know
know.
what that was, but we
I
just
don't
got a big TikTok thing.
thank
money
you.
thing. I
Whatever
don't
that
know.
was,
That was
Viva
cool.
Diva Mafia.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was the
That was
coolest
fun.
thing ever. Um,
Everything's going so fast.
yeah, so fast. I just forgot what I was
Education
saying.
with kindness and
But
patience.
pronouns. So just ask them how they like to be referred to. Now, as a trans person, the reason that they want you to get it right is because when you tolerate how people treat you, you're training them how to treat you. And if you let them mistreat you and you don't at least feel like they're trying to get it right because they don't care and you're not worth it to understand and you're not worth it to get it right and how you really feel is not that important to me. I mean, so there's a level of tolerance, there's a level of patience that we have to have while people figure it out. And there's also a point where you're training people how to treat you. And you don't want to give anybody the idea that you can be mistreated or any of that. So it's a fine line. So I would say be a little bit patient, with them as well, and go out of your way because you wouldn't let anybody mistreat you for any length of time, but you also don't want to get snapped at, every time you open your mouth either. So it really is a balance that has to be considered anyway. I'm a cis woman and have similar features to you, so you don't. Oh, it's going so fast.
So honestly,
You
it
feel
makes me
comfortable
feel
seeing-
comfortable
Oh.
seeing you.
Wow, that was sweet. Thank you. Are you still working as Allyssa? I've just barely started working as Allyssa. So I quit my corporate America job to create a platform that's education around a lot of things, but specifically gender being the focus right now. So that's really what I'm going to do as Allyssa.
Wow.
My husband didn't understand why they chose this life. I asked them if they do now. Didn't understand why they chose this life. Chose this life. I I don't know what life that is. I mean, we all have abilities. Um, and what you do with those abilities ends up being your life. And I have this ability, to raise a
My
family,
girlfriend's a
but I
doctor
have
in
this
trans.
I have this ability to live in a much more uh, vibrant life than I live as a boy. Much more sustainable, much more stable, much more rewarding, and I feel much more valuable as Alyssa. And that's why I choose to live there right now because I can. Because at this point, nobody's opinion, nobody's understanding is going to be able to hold me back from doing what I was, what I'm going to do. And so I'm here with you, and I'm so grateful that you're here because this is no small thing, and I can't do it without a lot of people who want to be the grease instead of the gravel of the universe. That's really what this is about.
Thank you
We're
for
just
the
here to
heart.
just grease up the universe. So thank you. Are there other difficult questions that we could? I didn't choose this life. You didn't choose your life. You were born with abilities, and you were born with weaknesses, and what you do with those is up to you. So this is just my best life. That's all, and I'm so grateful to share it with you.
Everyone's a lot of people are hating, but everyone's helping me with the
Well, the
people.
haters, yeah,
Thank
just
you
tell me
for
why
the
you're hating.
for
You're
the
here anyway.
heart.
You're hating anyway. Tell me what you hate. Tell me what's so terrible about me that it's stirring anger and hate in your heart. Tell me what that is. Let me help you understand, or you're gonna run around being angry at a lot of people. That wouldn't make any sense because none of those people are trying to hurt you or harm you at all. So tell me why you got so much hate, and I'll respond to it in a respectful way.
They're just mad because they don't look as good as you.
Is there any more questions? It's going so fast. What time is it? Oh my goodness, we've already
Wow.
gone over. That's so many hearts.
So
Thank
if you
you.
guys want to go to our giveaway on our other posts, you can go do that because we're gonna do our giveaway in an hour as soon as we are finished.
Absolutely. Guys, really,
Hey from the UK, Great Britain. Wow.
we're here. We're here just to help you understand. We're here just to put something that's shady in a lot of people's minds and dangerous out in the open, out in the light, so you can ask the question, so that you can examine it, so you can see that the only
Thank you,
thing
Becky.
dangerous is steering away from it and saying terrible things and putting people in situations and places where harm happens, and it's never anybody but themselves.
Thank you, Kara.
That's the bottom line. So, if you're going to be the grease and not the gravel, then we got to grow a little bit together. There's so much about you I don't understand. I want to. Teach me, show me. I want to know you. And let me help you know some of the people in your life that are going to need you to understand at some point. And it may not be for a while, it may be tomorrow. But wouldn't you rather have the information and not need it
1.7
than
thousand.
need it and not have it? Because when that person that you care most about comes to you and says, "This is where I am," and they're right on the edge, and they're right on the edge, what you say next is going to matter, and it's going to matter for a long time.
You both look so young. You're so cute.
So thank you for being here, and thank you for asking the questions.
Everyone's
okay.
being so nice. What's your favorite thing to do as a woman you didn't get to indulge in before?
Shop.
Shop.
Like I just love. There's almost nothing more exciting to me than having a couple of dresses, and I just need to go try them on. Like that's just the greatest thing in the world to have a couple dresses at home that I'm just waiting to take and wear
I
somewhere.
wish I knew you in person. Oh, thanks, Holly. And then someone says, I'm new, fell in love with one of your videos. I stumbled across true inspiration.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Amanda has a question.
Okay.
If you want, you can ask it here. You can message her.
What is the question?
I haven't got to it yet.
Oh.
I just answered her, so she'll probably ask. Is
Yep.
that a voiceover? Nope.
Nope. This is my own low, raspy voice. I know I sound like Marge Simpson, but I'm working on it gradually, organically.
Kai from Florida. I just lost who was asking a question.
Guys, happy Black History Month too. We know that that's an important thing, and there's so much that we all need to understand, about Black history for sure.
Here.
So thank you. Yes, go ahead.
So Amanda asked, what kind of doctor could I take my daughter to start meds? I don't know where to start.
Hopefully they're in a big city, because we're in a small city, and my doctor was like, say what? You want what? Okay, has that been working for you? Okay, here you go. Because it is difficult. Not everybody understands that. You need to see a hormone specialist. Hopefully somebody that specializes with transgender people would be your best bet. Your family doctor probably just hasn't kept up on the training. And
thank you for the glasses.
And oh, look how funky I look with glasses. So I would go to a hormone specialist. I did research myself. I regulate it myself because
flowers.
But it's go to a specialist. That's for sure. Your family doctor, I would not trust your family
Hormone
doctor.
specialist.
Yes, 100%.
And if they don't know, they can refer you to most hormone specialists. I used to work with a hormone specialist who was very good with directing people with the things that she didn't know about.
That's right.
Thank you for the crown. My gosh, everyone.
That's so thoughtful. Look at the crown. You guys are so nice. Ooh, babe. That was like...
Ooh, if anyone's in Louisiana, go to... There's a clinic out there.
Oh, really? Somebody just said that?
There's a doctor who is trans, and somebody said my girlfriend is a doctor and is trans.
Oh my gosh.
That's really cool. All right, everyone.
Let's see. We good? Let's see. Let's answer a couple more questions, guys. We have so many people here. There's gotta be so many people with questions with, hey, look, it's not that I'm against it, not that I hate you or anybody, but I need to understand it better, and this is the thing that I don't understand. Those are the questions. If I can help you understand some of those things, then it may give better communication a chance.
Someone recommended Planned Parenthood.
Recommended them
to go to Planned Parenthood
for hormones.
Get some recommendations for that. I don't know.
There's usually an LGBT center in most bigger communities, and I would start there and say, who are you other people using for your hormones? I would try to get a specialist in this because it's all new. It's all new.
Dr. Tiffany,
and then
in Shreveport, Louisiana.
All right, Dr. Tiffany.
Yes.
Ask out someone's generals. When is it okay to ask?
Do you wear high heels?
Yes, I do. In fact, I just got some really cute pants. They're tall pants with a kind of a little slit down by the ankle for heels. I might wear them next time. Yes.
They're so cute. She has better legs than me.
That's not true.
It's really fun.
I like your shirt. Thank you for saying that.
Amanda says, "Can you do a makeup tutorial?" That's so cute.
Yeah. Sometimes the first part of the live stream is makeup. I try to get a lot of it done because I can't talk and do this at the same time. But yeah, and as I get better, I definitely will give you tutorials. Right now, I'm just trying to hide, how terrible I am. But let's see.
My partner is on finasteride tablets and has the worst mood swings. Are mood swings normal? Yes, until you get regulated, for sure. And you should let the doctor know about those so they can change the dose.
Yeah.
And I only can say that.
Finasteride is a testosterone blocker, is what that is. And but what's good about that particular blocker is that it's also good for growing your hair. So it's kind of like Propecia kind of a thing. So a lot of people will take that not because they're trying to block their testosterone, but because it's for their hair. So finasteride is a great blocker if thinning hair is a problem, something like that. It's a more expensive blocker, but that is one of the blockers as well. But the mood swings, I mean, I don't get really big mood swings unless my testosterone is out of whack. If that's out of whack, then yeah, I don't feel as stable for sure.
Can I ask why some trans people don't want to tell people when they start dating that they're trans?
Ooh, that boy, wouldn't that be difficult? Wouldn't that be difficult? I don't even know how to respond to that. When you're dating, I mean, do you often marry the first person that you date? Probably not. I mean, at some point, you're looking for companionship. You're looking for a partner. They don't even know you because I'll tell you what, there are so many people out there that are more interested in this organ than this organ. There's so many
No
people
health
out there
problems.
that will just they'll care about the person and they don't always know and you don't know who it's safe to tell to. I believe that I would put it out there at the beginning. I try to eliminate surprises and that helps with communication for me personally. But at the same time, maybe maybe they want to give you a chance to understand it before they don't get any chance at all with you. I just don't know. That's such a hard question.
Gotta get the cat. He's whining at the door. I'll be right back. Let me give him to somebody.
Let's see.
You have difficulty finding clothes.
Let's see. I'm gonna show you. I'll put on another wig right now. So the other wig that I have it's real human hair as well. I get it from a wig place in Vegas. I'm gonna put a link in to show you that information. But this is real human hair, and I love this. I've had this dyed a couple of times, but this is my favorite. This other wig is also pants. Oh, I should have styled this. I should have combed it out or anything. I wasn't anticipating doing this, but this is more of a red tint with bangs.
You want me to hold that while you
Yeah,
trade?
yeah. Let me just take off this one and come down so you can see it, guys. This is interesting and new that I've done this, but
But people have asked if you're receding and you're not, so now they can see that you're
oh
not.
really? I kind of am.
But you have a lot of hair.
So this is, gosh, I could have at least styled this. So this is a really, really fun wig as well. My goodness, it's really wild.
Oh,
Sit in the hood.
it's pretty. What are you talking about? I like the bangs.
So-
It's been a while since you worn
Yeah,
them.
I don't always wear this wig,
It's pretty.
but it's,
It looks actually really good.
the bangs, I've got it up just a little bit different.
They're really cute.
Let's see. Oh, what a great question. What can we do to help the trans community? What a great question.
Especially
I would
finding
just
clothes.
say, encourage. If there's someone who's trans, what they're saying is, I trust you. I trust you with this information, and I don't think you're going to use it as a stick to beat me with. So there's just so many people that are coming out of their skin to be themselves. If you could just say, hey, when you're ready, not now, when you're ready, I will be here. And you're important to me now. You'll be important to me then. You'll be important to me however it turns out with eyeshadow. You're important to me, and I just know that I'll be here when the time is ready for you.
All right. When did you start your journey? Trans lives do matter. Thank you.
This is a custom wig. Like, I had this wig built. I went in and told them the color, the style, the length, and then they took the hair, and then they built it for what I ordered.
The wig looks so natural. It does. It's pretty. Looks really good, babe.
Thanks, hon.
I like it.
You know what though? I'm wearing it kind of weird. It's kind of situated a little bit funny.
Does being trans automatically mean gay or lesbian?
That's a great question. No, it doesn't. Man, this actually, I need to probably fix this a little bit. No, being trans has nothing to do with sexuality. Being trans only has to do with gender identity. It says, hey, look, there's two real roles out there. There's a masculine role and there's a feminine role, and everybody's gonna play one of those roles. It's simply the person who comes out and says, wait a minute, this environment that I'm in, this is not a healthy environment for me. With the switches that are turned on inside of me, this is not the right environment. This is a safer environment with how I feel emotionally or physically or mentally or whatever that is. But this is an environment that's going to be healthier for me. That's what transgender is.
If everyone's asking what wig brand.
Yeah, so there's not a brand of wig. I went to a wig place, ordered the human hair. I gave them the size. I told them everything, and so they built it for me. So there's not a brand, I don't think. But I am going to tell you where I got. I'm going to post that stuff.
What I was going to say.
Look at this cute cup.
Did you have any kind of reactions when you started taking hormones?
I felt better immediately. Like I'm saying, within 3 or 4 days, I was a completely different person.
In Utah.
Yeah, completely different person within probably 4 days. And boy, I knew immediately that I would not go back. Regardless of what I was wearing, I realized that I would never not need hormones to be as stable and healthy and happy as I could be.
Someone asked if your hormones changed your sexuality. Thank you for the hearts.
My sexuality, my sex drive, the answer's no either way. But I'm on maybe a lower dose of hormones than somebody who's doing, who's going to have surgeries and everything else. If they're going to have, top and bottom surgery, I'm on a very, very low dose of estradiol. So I still fall within a healthy range for a man. Yes, I have low testosterone than most men. Although I'm finding that's not true. There's a lot of guys with low T.
Oh, somebody said.
And I have kind of high estrogen for a man, but I'm still within that healthy range. So no, I have not lost any sex drive or that. So that's been beautiful.
77 Stars in the Sky says our nonprofit works with youth, and what you've said here helps me help trans youth. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here.
And somebody asked if your wigs are expensive.
Wigs are expensive. I've got a lot of wigs, and I've got wigs that were, $40, but I've got wigs that were, $850. So yeah, wigs are expensive depending on what you're getting, and you got to take care of them. But if you take care of them, they'll last a long time. But that's sometimes why you buy some cheaper wigs too, so you can just, it's a makeup wig. I don't usually like to put on makeup without a wig. I don't like to, so I like to have at least hair on, some, I have something to, play with, whatever. Did you ever expect a higher voice?
Do you want to arm wrestle? She would win, so I wouldn't.
Oh, you and I arm wrestle?
No. Somebody wants to arm wrestle you, I think. You would definitely win. Gay or straight? Well, depends on how she's presenting.
Ooh, yeah, right now it'd be kind of gay.
So, but straight for 25 years at least. And, well, how do I say that? Never mind. Do you watch Schitt's Creek?
No.
They have... Moira has the best wigs.
Oh, really? When did you know you were trans? I don't have any thoughts. I don't have any memories when the thought of being a girl didn't influence my thinking. So that's as early as my memories can go. I know that it was influencing my thinking. And people might say, in fact, people do say a lot, this is sexually driven. This is a sexual thing. And it's not. Well, it is a sexual thing. Because life is sexual and everything's sexual. But the bottom line is I had this thinking way before I had erections.
Wow.
So the bottom line is it didn't drive me, but if you have a healthy sex life, then you're going to have a sexy health life, after it as well. In fact, if it wasn't a healthy sex life when I was dressed, then that would be weird for us. So, is it sexual? Yeah, it's sexual, but that doesn't drive it. That just tells you how amazing it is and how right it is.
Somebody says they want to send you a wig.
I want really.
So
I want to send you
Sophia Wren
Oh,
Boutique.
you're my favorite. Send her roses or flowers or something for peace
Hi, baby.
peppers. Yes.
Want to say hi?
Thank you. Oh, here's our daughter, Adeline. TikTok
Hello.
wizard. See right here, babe.
You should kind
I
of
can't be here for very long.
You can? How was work?
Good. It's a little bit long, but got a hang of it.
Yeah. So Adeline is 15 years old.
Hello.
She is in here on some live streams, and she actually has some makeup channels. This girl does makeup. So what we're thinking is, my other daughter, Samantha, who was in here earlier, so maybe we're going to have a little glow off where me and Adeline compete. You compete, with smoky eye or lips or whatever on my wife and my daughter.
I haven't done crazy makeup looks in the longest time. I used to do them all the time. It's been my favorite thing to do, but
Ginger is
I've
your
been
color.
so busy now. I want to start getting into makeup more.
Why would
I love makeup and skincare and everything, but just outgoing makeup looks I want to go back into.
Seriously, other people are asking to send you wigs.
Oh my gosh. There's nothing that makes me happier than the wigs.
Somebody says
Oh my
that
gosh.
I can only say, Diva Mafia says, I can only say I'm in tears. You have answered so much for me. Thank you.
What a great group, guys. This is so powerful. Thank you. Thank you. This tells me how many great people are out there. And most people want to do the right thing. It's just easier to not engage at all than to risk doing the wrong thing. And that's no way to communicate. That's no way to live. People avoiding you so they don't hurt you. And that's lonely. The lack of pain feels like pain if nobody's willing to communicate with you. So thank you for that. What a nice thing.
How's it gone? How's it been?
It's been really good.
It's been amazing.
Everyone's
been
so
amazing.
nice.
I just
that.
I just put on this wig right here. I had the other wig on.
I think I've seen this one.
This is a good question if you want to answer that. How do you feel like society has affected your transition and your process of transitioning?
Well, I mean,
Thank you, Amanda.
it's just this organic thing that's happening. But these are tough questions that have to be answered because, safety is involved. And you have a lot of people who don't understand, who are saying, look, we have to protect the kids and our daughters and, whatever in the bathrooms, because they don't understand that the transgender person is not doing anything in the bathroom but bathroom business. But there are creepy people that would take advantage of that. That's the problem. So when someone says, well, do you think that you should be legal, for trans women to use the restroom? I've been using the women's restroom for 25 years without a problem at all, just privately. But now you're going to make me go public with it? Well, gosh, if you're going to make me give a public answer, then the answer is no. I want the same thing everybody else wants, to be safe, to have privacy. So if I said yes, then every old creepy person who lived by a thrift store, puts on a dress, does something inappropriate in the bathroom, and now I'm to blame. Right? Oh, it's the crazy trans people. Right? It would set our whole movement, it would set the whole society or the whole group back by 15 years trying to sort out the weirdos. So, the bottom line is we want privacy. And can it be done in the women's restroom? Yes, because it has been for 25 years. But there should be at least a family bathroom everywhere. Anyone wants me to spend money or eat their food or do business with them, then a family bathroom, a private place to use the bathroom, it should be available. That's all. But we have people making decisions who don't understand the problem, and that's a problem. That exacerbates the problem. That makes it way worse than it has to be. That's all. Beautiful family, thank you. How was your childhood growing up? It was good. It was good. I was busy, doing boy things and figuring it out. I just never... there was never a time I didn't know that this wouldn't be right for me, ever. But the timing was not right. But if I was growing up now, if I was 15 years old now, I would have lived a
Hi
different
from
life.
San
That's the bottom line.
Francisco. Is your wife straight? If I'm with Kevin, but if I'm with Alyssa, I guess I'm not. I don't know.
My wife is hot, and that's all you need to know.
Thank you.
Are you okay with children taking hormones, testosterone as a child?
Hi from
They
Vegas.
don't take testosterone or hormones as a child. So I really appreciate that question. I think most people believe that's what is happening. You know, you can't give a child these hormones. They don't give children hormones because their puberty doesn't start till later, and that's when hormones come into play. They're giving them blockers. They're giving them blockers to stop the hormones until the child, really knows, what they want, and they almost never change their mind. Almost never, ever, ever change their mind. But the bottom line is, these are not hormones that we're giving children. They're blockers to give them time to grow and develop and to create or to have a support system and to understand what's going on medically and emotionally. So it's the blockers are to prevent making bigger decisions and causing problems that may never be unwound.
I'm gonna go shower now.
So do I block them yet? Addie, thank you for coming in, babe.
Bye.
I'm glad you had a good night.
Good night. Thank you, Eddie. Come.
And let me tell you, I understand the confusion with transgender. I understand the suspicion of it because all of us we have a gendered experience that we expect to have. My wife was holding a cat. My son, who you haven't met, brought home that cat, little tiny female kitten that he found on the road, just was born. It was in a bush somewhere. Brings this little girl cat home, and so I have allergies, so we've never allowed really animals here. But somehow a little stray, suffering kitten, and so we're getting used to a cat for the first time. And this cat's running around doing crazy things, and I'm not a cat. I don't know if this is a crazy thing or just a cat thing. I'm trying to figure this out. But in my mind, they're crazy things, and I'm like, she's just doing. A girl's got to do what a girl's got to do, right? And we just start treating this little, girl kitten, whatever. Well, all of a sudden, this kitten's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and next thing you know, it's doing lewd things with stuffed animals, and we realize, whoa, that's no female cat at all. And everyone went. Next thing I know, the cat's acting weird, and I'm not going, oh, a girl's got to do what a girl's got to do. I'm like, you little tomcat, you little destructive thing, you're killing my couches. And all of a sudden, I'm reacting differently, right? So I know we all have this expectation of a gendered relationship that we plan on having, and this distorts it. This makes it confusing. Hey, this is not the relationship or the experience that I was expecting to have. I know we all have an expectation of the gendered relationships.
Our cat tries to ruin ours.
Yeah, but cats, I don't know. Yeah, maybe he's just
Oh,
cats.
do you think I should hold off on taking her for meds? She's 14.
No, I would take her to the doctor. I would take her. 14 is a significant time. There are certain stages where you need to take the hormones by if you're going to, or the blockers by if you're going to prevent things from happening. So, no, if she's 14 years old, I wouldn't wait for anything. I would get to a doctor and say, how much time do we have to make these decisions? And I would make the decision that gave you the most options later.
Yeah. Oh, there's Stephanie.
Well,
Sophie in our boutique. Everyone is so awesome.
Everyone is so amazing. All right.
I don't know
Guys, thank
our
you.
daughter's makeup channel. I'll have to find out and I can link it to you.
She put her links in our little link
Because
page.
I don't know. She's got a few.
Guys, thank you for being here. Guys, look at all those roses. You people are so sweet.
Thank
Green
you,
Queen,
everyone.
Stan, everyone is so beautiful. Thank you, guys. Thanks for letting us share our story. Please join us again. If you have any suggestions, if you have any questions that you'd like answered, anything that you would like to suggest or would like help with, reach out. That's why we're here. I quit my corporate career to help people understand. So, reach out when you can.
Jamie asked,
Okay, hang on.
Can you come off the blocker and resume puberty? Thank you for the
Yes. But just know that once you come off the blocker, they are going to experience, the full puberty that they would have experienced before. So whatever voices, change in voice and muscles and everything else, they're going to experience that later.
The blockers won't change your sexuality.
No, blockers don't have anything to do with sexuality.
Hi, Sophie.
Sophie99. Guys, just please follow us on our other socials. It's in our bio. So if you'll go to our bio and follow some of the other platforms, then there's full videos that you can watch there, and where we answer some more of this stuff. But anything that you have to say that's constructive and helpful, please, provide that. We're just so grateful you're here, and we're gonna figure out some vocabularies so that we're all more comfortable talking to each other. That's really what this is about. It's just not making you avoid me because you don't want to hurt me, either in pronouns or understanding or anything else. Don't avoid me. Just ask me in a respectful way, and let's make this happen.
Will you ever do a meet and greet?
A meet and greet would be
We were just
fantastic.
talking about
Yeah,
that.
that'd be fantastic. We're fairly close to Las Vegas. We really could go anywhere. That's just a place that's
Come
very
visit
quick.
us in Utah for sure too. But yes, we would love to do that. That would be so fun.
Yeah, that
So
would
we'll do
that
that.
would be fun. Thank you. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. I just love being here with you. Maybe
Grew up
some
in Cedar.
different wigs next week or outfits or something. So,
We'll go to
guys,
California.
thank you. I appreciate. Thank you for the flowers and gifts and all of those
I'm from
things.
Ohio.
I just
I'll try
appreciate everyone's questions so much. Even the haters come and but stick around for the answer. If you're going to ask the question, stick around for the answer and try to understand it before you move on to light more fires. Thank you for being here, guys. Appreciate you so much. You're so sweet.
that. All right.
Um,
Somebody's viewing us from their hospital, and I hope you're okay.
Oh my gosh. Let's see. Wants to DM us about the PR. Yeah, tell him. Yeah. Yeah, we'll do that. So, how do you say that name? Sophie.
Sophia.
Sophia's Boutique? Yeah, Sophia's Boutique. Yeah.
I
That's
love
yeah, we'll do that,
style.
Sophia. That's so good. Thank you.
Thank you. Love
Look at
you guys
those.
being here. Minnie Mouse, CIN.
So great. Look at those
Thank you.
roses.
Everyone's so nice.
This is such a, can you believe that we were
We've
so scared for
cried
so
so
long?
many times reading your comments. I'll wake up in the middle of the night, go
But
potty
isn't it
because
a-
I'm old, but I read the comments and I'm just like, damn, you guys are so sweet.
But isn't it
So
amazing
thank you.
how long
Thank you
we've
for those
worried
balloons.
about everyone finding out and what if and oh my
We did.
gosh and how would we explain it? No one's going to get it. We're going to be, how many years did we have that conversation of what if someone finds out? And then one day we wake up and say, we got to tell everybody, So thank you for being here, guys. Thank you for the hearts, everything. You're just so powerful.
Oh,
So next Wednesday at 6:00 Pacific Standard
wow,
Time,
Thank you for the balloons.
we'll come back and we'll try to answer, the tough questions. But thank you for being here, guys. Love you guys so much. Oh, that's
I don't want to leave because you guys are awesome, but thank you all. This Wednesday or next week.
guys. If you want to message us, then just please. We need to follow each other on TikTok. So go ahead and just reach out to us, and we'll let us know in the comments that you'd like us to follow you, so we can have some private dialogue, and we'd be happy to do that.
It's 9:20 here right now. Don't forget the giveaway.
So the person who says that you're in Utah and a little bit older and having some trans issues, reach out to us personally, unless you want those issues discussed, over live, then you could ask them now, and I'll try to respond to them now. But otherwise, go ahead and just direct message me, and I'll try to help you out as much as I can. I don't have hardly any answers at all, but I'm willing to listen, and I'm willing to share at least one perspective. So if that's helpful, then I'm here for you. So
The giveaway.
don't give up. I know that much.
Sorry. The giveaway's on our other posts. You can go and vote.
Yeah, go make your guess, and we'll randomly select
All right. So
Another
come back
lucky
in about
person
an hour, and
for
then we
this.
can.
for this amazing trans Allyssa mug. Guys, this is one of a kind, okay? At least this one here with the pink insides, okay? I only ordered 4 of them. And I'm holding one of them, okay? This is very... All right, it's not very valuable except for to me, but for me it's pretty fun. Guys, thank you for being here. It's been so fun.
Tori noticed you have bangs. She left and came back and noticed you have bangs now.
Dory! All right.
Thanks, you guys. I'll stop. You
Okay.
can go.
See you guys Wednesday.
Hi
Thank
from
you for being
Minnesota.
here. Thank you for that rose.
Her shoe size is a 10. Love you guys.
Who said that?
Somebody want to know your shoe size?
11.
11.
Girls, 11. See you guys.